Okay, so like after 2 hours of trial and error and trying positive stops and hinges and everything else, I finally figured out, while I was working on the jointer's bench part of this project to hold boards for planing, that I could just use these holdfasts. And if I slide my cheese block up inside here, and I've drilled a passage hole through here, and if I reverse this holdfast and pound it in, it holds this solid. My biggest problem, or your biggest problem with this piece is, A, it has to be held solid. So I ended up having to hinge it on because I couldn't, the positive stop here would keep it from going this way, but it wouldn't keep it from pulling that way. So I had to figure that part out, and I hinged it to begin with because I saw a guy do that over in the UK, but I really wanted to make this bench so that you could completely take the stuff off of it and be right back down to like an English saw bench again. So this was going to allow me to do that. So now all I have to do is take out this cheese block and lift this up, and it releases the holdfast. And now we can pull all this stuff off the bench, and again, we have a saw bench. So that holdfast is the way you're going to have to do that. And you just put your cheese block up in there, get your hole drilled at an angle here. All I did was put this up on here and even it up, and I still had the hinge on here when I did it. And I just drilled a pass hole through here at an angle this direction, about a 30-degree angle, and then it continued it so that this holdfast would sit in that hole, and when I pounded it down, it would be almost even at the bottom here like this, and that holds everything just solid as a rock. The next thing I want to be able to do with this bench is I want to be able to plane wood and do joining work. And these extra holes that I put on the legs, and taking advantage of the hole, the couple holes I have here for the pass through of the all thread, adding a couple more holes allows me to hold this piece in two planes if I'm going to do joinery work. So I'm going to set this plane up real quick and see what we can do. A little bit too tight there. Just want that thing to snap down tight. Barely expose any blade. I've got plenty of room to advance my blade from here. Beautiful, look at that. Gorgeous. And that allows me to plane wood from this bench. Okay, so where we're at right now is we have our saw bench that can be used standalone with the combination of stops and dogs and things like that, and a combination of holdfasts to cut lumber down to size, to rip lumber down here on the end, to carve bowls like a clave, to make chairs and things like that, like an Appalachian chair bench. All of those things are capabilities of the bench alone, with the holes we've got drilled in it and some of the accessories that we've made. We've also got it set up so it can be turned into a bodger's vise or a shaving horse. And in this configuration it will do lots more things for us. And then we also have it drilled so that we can use holdfasts and things on the side of the bench to make it also capable of being a joiner's bench, which means we can do more complicated furniture making and more complicated joinery using that configuration of the bench. Now I'd like to experiment with adding a few other options to this bench that will make it even more versatile, so that the Woodcraft bench, when I'm finished with it, will be the most versatile bench for its size that there is. Well, guys, I appreciate you joining me today out here in my outdoor shop working on this combination bench. It's been a long time of research coming up with a design that would be multifunctional, that can be carried around. Obviously you need conveyance for that, but it could be carried very easily in the back of a vehicle or Jeep, even a trailer, to take to events or to take into a longer term camping or just wilderness living scenario. A bench like this could come in very, very handy for lots and lots of things. It's very multifunctional, and probably if you don't count the holdfasts and things like that that I forged as a cost, I probably have $35 in wood in the whole thing, and then about a day's labor trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to do it. But it's a real good project. I don't have plans for this project yet, but I'll try to get something together for you guys in a PDF format or something like that, because I know it's going to be kind of complicated. I'm going to break this up into pieces and parts and try to get 1 or 2 parts out of it, because I've been filming all day to make this thing, trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business. I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.